If I were to ask you, or if a group of owners were to humbly ask you, how do you ideally put together a head coach general manager relationship and basically put together the top end of a football operations of an NFL team, what would you say?
Yeah, I'd say the first thing is I think that what happens is, everyone, like the kumbaya stuff gets a little bit overplayed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, if you have two people who just go, yeah, what you say, I mean, there has to be a little give and take in that relationship, because at the end of the day, they're very different jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're a general manager in the National Football League, you have to build for now, and you also have to protect the future. Like that is your job. Your job is to make sure you are not just going 1 year and then you're out. You have to build it, and you have an obligation to the organization, to the ownership, to the fans, to make sure that you're trying to compete for a long period of time. Now, again, like that doesn't mean that you're in the Super Bowl every year because it's too hard. That doesn't mean that you make the playoffs every year because it's really hard. Whereas you're the coach, you are looking at now. How am I going to win this game? How am I going to make the playoffs this year? How am I going to win the Super Bowl this year? And that's fair. So if you think about those two roles, there has to be a little give and take. There has to be a little bit of a dichotomy between those two jobs. And so I think as long as there's respect and understands, like, it's going to come down at roster cuts. It's going to come down in free agent signings. It's going to come down in the draft, where not everything from our perspective is going to be about this season. And from their perspective, we respect that they have to win because they're under the gun for that season. But we're also trying to help them over the long term so that they can spend a lot of time in Philadelphia, right? Coach Reed was here 14 years. And to do that, you need to compete over a long period of time and to build the team. And to build the team, you may have to take a small step back at a certain area to take 2 steps forward.